There's something powerful about the moment you decide to dream big. Something electric. It's not just a thought, it's a spark. A spark that lights up every dark corner of your doubt, your fear, your hesitation. And in that moment, you begin to see something the world may not see yet, your future. But let's get real for a moment. Dreaming big isn't always celebrated. When you start to think beyond your current limits, when you imagine a life that looks nothing like the one you're living now, people might call you unrealistic. They might laugh. They might shake their heads and tell you to be practical. But let me tell you something. Every great story, every game-changing invention, every movement that's ever reshaped history started as a dream that looked too big to come true. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Oprah was told she was unfit for television. Elon Musk was mocked for his ideas about electric cars and colonizing Mars. The list goes on. And here's the point. The size of your dream will always scare small minds. But that doesn't mean you stop dreaming. It means you're on the right track. You see, dreaming big isn't about arrogance or ego. It's about vision. It's about daring to believe that your life can be more than just surviving. It can be thriving. It's about seeing not just what is, but what could be, and choosing to chase that vision with everything you've got. Now, here's the hard truth. Dreams don't work unless you do. Dreaming big is only the beginning. It's the first step, not the last. You have to commit. You have to be willing to work harder, longer, and more consistently than anyone around you. Because a big dream demands a big version of you. And that version doesn't show up overnight. It's built day by day with discipline, courage, and relentless belief. And yes, you will fail, sometimes spectacularly. You'll doubt yourself. You'll question if it's all worth it. You'll face moments when quitting feels easier than continuing. But don't you dare give up. Because failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every fall sharpens you. Every setback teaches you something you couldn't have learned any other way. There's a voice inside you right now whispering, "There's more for you." Don't ignore it. That voice is your dream speaking. And when you choose to listen, when you give that voice your attention, your focus, your belief, something inside you begins to rise. A fire, a purpose, a reason to get up early and stay up late, a reason to fight for your future, even when no one else understands why you care so much. Dream big, not because it's trendy, but because your life is too valuable to be lived small. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand out, to stretch, to build something that didn't exist before you. Maybe it's a company. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's a movement that transforms your community or even the world. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you to believe. And when you believe, truly believe, that your dream is worth the struggle, the time, the sweat, and the sacrifice, then you become unstoppable. You stop chasing comfort and start chasing growth. You stop listening to fear and start answering to purpose. You stop asking for permission and start taking bold, determined action. Let me ask you something. If you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that your dream could come true, what would you do today? What would you start? What would you stop? Who would you call? What would you build? Because that version of you, the one who acts like it's possible, that's the version that changes everything. Don't settle. Don't shrink. Don't play small just to make other people comfortable. Your dream isn't too big. It's exactly the right size to scare you into becoming who you were meant to be. You're not here just to exist. You're here to create, to lead, to lift, to love, and to inspire. But you can't inspire others until you first dare to inspire yourself. So take the leap, say yes to the dream. And when it gets hard, and it will get hard, remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself that you're not doing this just for the result. You're doing it for the person you're becoming along the way. Dream big, my friend. Not because it's easy, but because you were born to do something great. Let's talk about something that isn't flashy. It doesn't get likes on social media. It won't give you a dopamine hit in the moment. But it's the foundation behind every lasting success story you've ever heard. It's the long-term plan. See, in a world addicted to speed, where everything is about how fast you can get there, we've forgotten the value of staying the course. Everyone wants to go viral. Everyone wants overnight results. But the truth, the real truth, anything worth having takes time, and anything that comes fast usually fades just as fast. A long-term plan isn't about moving slow. It's about moving with intention, with direction. It's about understanding that your goals, your real goals, the ones that live deep in your soul, aren't built in a weekend. They're built brick by brick, day by day, with quiet discipline and unshakable vision. You don't get in shape in a week. You don't build a business in a month. You don't master a craft by dabbling when you feel inspired. You commit. You get clear on what matters to you, and then you align your actions with that vision, even on the days when it's hard. Especially on the days when it's hard. Let's be honest. There will be days when you'll want to quit. Days when it feels like nothing's changing. Days when the dream feels far away and the progress feels invisible. But that's exactly where most people give up. And that's exactly where you need to lean in. Because the long-term plan isn't about quick wins. It's about lasting transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't just chase motivation, but builds habits. It's about being someone who can delay gratification in a world obsessed with instant results. You know what's rare? Someone who sticks to the plan when it gets boring. Someone who keeps showing up when no one is clapping. That kind of consistency, that kind of patience, that kind of focus, it's rare. And because it's rare, it's valuable. Think about the version of you 5 years from now. Where do they live? What do they do? Who are they surrounded by? What do they believe about themselves? Now realize this. That version of you starts with the plan you choose today, right now. Too many people drift through life reacting instead of designing. They bounce from one thing to another with no real direction. But you have the power to architect your life, to reverse engineer your dreams, to say, this is what I want. And here's how I'm going to get there, step by step. It won't be sexy. It won't always be fun, but it will work. Because clarity plus consistency plus time equals results. That's the formula, That's the truth. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You just have to be the one who sticks to the plan when everyone else is chasing shortcuts. And here's the beautiful part. When you start living with a long-term plan, life starts to make more sense. You stop comparing your journey to others because you're playing a different game. You're not here for fast fame. You're here for real growth. You're not chasing attention. You're chasing mastery. And that shift is everything. So set your goals, not just for the next month, but for the next 5 years. Break them down. Reverse them into daily actions. Build systems that support who you want to become. And then, this is key, commit like your future depends on it. Because it does. There will be detours, there will be failure, there will be unexpected storms. But if your plan is rooted in purpose, you'll navigate through all of it. Because when the purpose is deep, the pain is endurable. Let others give up when it gets hard. Let others start over 100 times. You stick to the plan. You hold the vision. You plant the seeds and water them daily, even when nothing's blooming yet. Because you know, harvest season always comes to those who don't give up. Your long-term plan isn't just a strategy, it's a statement, a declaration to the world and to yourself that says, I know what I want, and I'm willing to put in the time it takes to get there. You're not in this for hype, you're in this for legacy. You're not here for temporary applause, you're here for permanent impact. So build the plan. Trust the plan, and most of all, live the plan, because your future is waiting on the decisions you make today. Let's talk about something that doesn't always feel exciting, something that isn't flashy or dramatic, something that doesn't always get noticed, but always delivers results. It's not talent, it's not motivation, it's not luck. It's consistency. Consistency is the quiet force behind every success story. It's the thing that separates those who wish from those who achieve. Because showing up once, giving it your all for a day, that's easy. Anyone can be motivated for a moment. But can you keep showing up when the hype dies down, when the applause fades, when no one is watching? That is what defines you. It's easy to set a goal, to dream big, to make a plan. But none of that matters without consistency, without the discipline to follow through, even when you don't feel like it. Let me tell you this, your life is not defined by what you do occasionally. It's defined by what you do consistently. And the scary part, that works both ways. If you consistently procrastinate, you build a life of delays and regret. If you consistently take action, you build a life of momentum and progress. Consistency isn't about perfection, it's about never giving up. It's about doing what you said you would do, long after the feeling you had when you said it is gone. It's showing up, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's inconvenient, when it's raining, when it's lonely, when it's uncertain. Think about the gym. One workout won't change your body, but you do it day after day, week after week, month after month, and suddenly you've transformed. Think about your business. One post won't build your brand, but consistency, that's how you build trust. That's how you build loyalty. That's how you win. And here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. Consistency is a grind. It's not glamorous. It's not always fun. It's repetition. It's showing up when it's inconvenient. It's putting in reps when you're tired. It's staying focused when distractions are screaming for your attention. But that's also why it's so powerful. Because so few people are willing to stay consistent. So few are willing to sacrifice now for what they truly want later. But if you are willing to be consistent, you will stand out. You will succeed. You will rise. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to be the smartest. You just have to be the one who keeps going. One small step, repeated over and over, is more powerful than one giant leap taken once and never again. And don't think for a second that people who stay consistent don't struggle. They do. They feel tired. They feel unmotivated. They question themselves. But they've made a decision. I'm going to show up anyway. And that decision, that's what makes the difference. Let's say your goal is to write a book. You don't need to write 100 pages today. You just need to write one, and then one more tomorrow and the next day. A few months later, you're holding a manuscript in your hands because you stayed consistent. You want to grow stronger. You don't need to lift the heaviest weight in the gym. You need to lift something every day. That's how results come. That's how change happens. People underestimate what they can do in a year by showing up every day. And they overestimate what they can do in a day by trying to cram everything in all at once. Here's something that will change your life. Fall in love with the process. Don't just chase the result. Fall in love with the rhythm of consistency. Make it part of your identity. Tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who shows up. Because once it becomes who you are, not just what you do, you become unstoppable. You're not always going to feel like it. That's okay. Do it anyway. Your future doesn't care how you feel in the moment. Your future cares whether or not you keep going. So, whatever it is you're chasing, a healthier body, a stronger mind, a thriving business, a deeper relationship, it all comes down to what you're willing to do every single day. Small actions, repeated, over time. That's the formula. That's the truth. And yes, there will be days when it feels like it's not working. Days when you can't see the progress. Days when you wonder if it's worth it. But if you stay consistent, if you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will look back in a year and be shocked at how far you've come. So let this be your reminder. You don't have to do it all today. You just have to do something. Do it well. Do it with purpose. And do it again tomorrow. Consistency is the bridge between your goals and your reality. Walk that bridge every day, no matter what. Because the ones who win in the end, they're not the ones who sprint the fastest, they're the ones who never stopped walking.